The music thumped lightly in the background, safe enough for HR, just loud enough for people to pretend they weren't dying inside. I stood near the punch bowl, holding a plastic cup I hadn't touched in 10 minutes, standing alone on promotion night. I turned. Ethan Cross, my boss's boss, sharp suit, loosened tie. Smirk like he already knew too much. I'm just taking a break, I said. Crowds aren't really my thing. He smiled like he didn't believe me. You should celebrate. You've earned it. Thanks. I looked away. Feels weird. Why weird? He asked, stepping closer. Not inappropriate, not yet. Just noticeable. I guess I didn't expect it, I said. I mean, I work hard. But what? He tilted his head. You think hard work isn't enough? I think it usually isn't. For women. His smile deepened, smart and observant. I let out a nervous laugh. I didn't mean, no. He cut in. You're right. It's a game, and you? You've been playing it very well. I didn't know what to say to that. So I sipped my punch just to fill the silence. It tasted like sugar and fake fruit. I hated it. Come with me, he said suddenly. What? I want to show you something. Before I could answer, he was already walking away. I hesitated for half a second, then followed. He led me past the edge of the party, through the hallway toward the terrace. The glass doors opened with a soft click. Cool night air kissed my arms. I like to come here when it gets too loud, he said, leaning on the railing. Let me guess you don't like being the center of attention. Not unless I've earned it. You have. He said. You're sharp, focused, you don't play into office gossip. You stay late. I notice things like that. I stay quiet. Something in my chest tightened. He turned to face me. Do you know how rare that is? Real drive? I'm not trying to be rare. I'm just trying to survive. That's exactly why you'll go far. His voice dropped at the end, lower, more intimate. I stared at the skyline instead of him. Then I felt it. His hand, gently resting on my back. Too low to be casual, too slow to be accidental. My breath caught. My body didn't move. You're special, he said near my ear. I swallowed. My skin burned where he touched me, but I couldn't tell if it was flattery or shame. Thank you, I whispered, still not moving. A beat passed, too. Then he pulled his hand away like it never happened. You'll keep doing great things here, he said, stepping back. Just don't lose that fire. I nodded. My face felt hot. My spine locked straight. Enjoy your night. Okay, he added and walked back inside like he didn't just set something on fire. I stayed on the terrace long after he left, my hand curled around the railing. Cold, solid, real. I thought about what he said, about what he did. He didn't kiss me, didn't trap me, didn't say anything explicit. But I knew what it meant, and worse, I didn't stop him because a small, shameful part of me didn't want to, because I worked so hard for that promotion, because I needed to keep it, because I thought maybe this was how power played. But something shifted in me that night. Not love, not lust, something darker, something dangerous, something I didn't yet have a name for. The conference room was cold, my palms were sweating. Close the door, Ethan said without looking up. I did. The click echoed louder than it should have. Sit, he added, flipping through a folder. We've got a big opportunity coming in from Ridgewell and Hart. I nodded and lowered myself into the chair across from him. My heart wouldn't settle. He looked calm, like nothing happened last night. Like his hand hadn't rested too long on my back, like he hadn't whispered, you're special. He slid the folder toward me. You'll take the lead on this one, he said. It's fast-paced, high pressure. Think you're up for it. I looked down at the papers. Graphs, timelines, a client profile. My fingers moved to adjust the edge. His hand brushed mine. Just a second. Maybe less. But my stomach twisted. I answered. I can handle it. Good. He leaned forward, elbow on the table. His knee grazed mine under the desk. I froze. He didn't move. Neither did I. Say something, say anything. I cleared my throat. What's the deadline? First draft by Thursday. Client pitch next week. You'll present. My knee was still against his. I shifted just slightly enough to break the contact. He didn't comment. Thank you, I said. I appreciate the trust. He smiled, soft and slow. You've earned it. I nodded and stood too quickly. The chair scraped the floor. I flinched. He stood too. Walked around the table. My body tensed. He handed me the folder. Don't overthink things, he said. I forced a smile. I'll do my best. His fingers touched mine again, just the tips, as he let go of the folder. I turned and left. I reached my desk, dropped the folder, and sat down like nothing happened. Like I wasn't shaking inside. Lena didn't look up. She never looked up, unless she had something worth saying. But she did speak. Everything okay? I nodded too quickly. Yeah, just a big project. Surprise. She typed something, then paused. He called you in early? He wanted me to lead it. Her eyes finally met mine. That's good, right? It is. I swallowed. It is. She went quiet again. But her glance lingered too long. I turned back to my screen and stared at it without reading. Later that day, I caught my reflection in the break room window. I looked the same. Normal. Fine. I heard footsteps behind me. Hey, Ethan said. Mind if I grab a coffee? I stepped aside. He reached past me close to close. You seem tense. He said softly. I'm fine, I replied, just focused. That's what I like about you. I didn't respond. He took his mug and walked out like it was nothing. Back at my desk, Lena didn't say a word, but when she stood to leave, she hesitated. You coming to lunch in a bit? I said. Need to catch up on this timeline. She nodded, but not convincingly. Let me know if you need anything. She was already gone before I whispered, thanks. That night in bed, I replayed every moment. The touch, the smile, the whisper, the silence. Maybe it was nothing, maybe I imagined it. Maybe I wanted it. No, I didn't. But I wanted to matter. I wanted to stay. And I hated that I didn't say anything. I hated that I smiled. I hated that I didn't leave that room the moment his knee touched mine. But mostly I hated that part of me had frozen, not out of fear, but because I was afraid of what not staying still might cost me. She's totally sleeping with him. The words slid under the break room door like smoke. I paused mid-step, hand still on the knob. Come on, another voice, female. Sharp. You don't get pulled into high-profile accounts in 1 month unless you're doing more than working late. My hand dropped. I backed away quietly and returned to my desk. My coffee went cold. Jordan leaned on my cubicle wall 15 minutes later, smiled wide. Shirt unbuttoned one too many. You're glowing lately, Mira. Promotion looks good on you. I didn't realize promotions had a dress code, I said, not looking up. He chuckled. Hey, I'm just saying. Word is, Ethan's got a type. Smart, quiet, easy on the eyes. I met his eyes. You finished? Relax, he said, palms up. It's just talk, is it? People notice patterns, that's all. He winked. You're doing great. Keep it up. He walked away whistling. I opened my email later. Someone had CC'd me by accident. An internal chat screenshot pasted in a thread. She's been into private meetings with Cross this week. Does she even do anything other than charm? Deleted. Breathe. Delete again. Ethan didn't call me into his office for 5 days. No meetings. No follow-ups. No terrace whispers. I thought maybe, just maybe, it was done. Maybe he got bored. Maybe someone warned him. But then I stayed late to fix a ritual proposal. The hallway was dim. My heels echoed. Mira? I turned. He stood near the elevator. Loosened tie, calm face. Good work on the draft, he said. Thank you. He stepped closer. No one else in sight. I've been giving you space, he said. Didn't want people to talk. I said nothing. He leaned in, breath to warm. But don't act like you didn't want it. The words slapped me harder than his hand ever could have. I stared at him, my mouth open but nothing came out. He straightened his tie like nothing happened and walked past me. I stood still. The lights above buzzed faintly. The next morning, I knocked on the HR office door. Come in, Miss Patel said, looking up from her laptop. Her voice was kind, controlled, measured. I sat. I wanted to ask, what's the official process if someone feels uncomfortable at work? She blinked. Uncomfortable how? With the manager? HMM. She tilted her head. Was something said or done? I hesitated. Not exactly. It's more a pattern. She nodded slowly. Unfortunately, vague discomfort is hard to process formally. Do you have something in writing? I shook my head. Look, she said gently, I believe you. But unless there's clear misconduct or documentation, it becomes complicated. So nothing? You could file a general report. It would be confidential, but not actionable without specifics. I stared at my hands. Is there something I should know? She asked. I lifted my eyes. I guess not. She smiled. You know where to find me if you ever feel unsafe. I walked out colder than I went in. Back at my desk, Lena slid a sticky note toward me. You okay? I nodded once. She didn't ask more. She never did. Later that week, Jordan smirked as I walked past the printer. Careful, he said under his breath. Wouldn't want to give HR the wrong idea. I stopped, turned. You don't know a damn thing about me. I said, voice low. Relax, you're tense because you don't shut up. He grinned, fake sweet. Sensitive much? I stepped closer. Keep your mouth off my name. His smile faded. Good. That night, I stared at the ceiling. I couldn't sleep. He thought I owed him. He thought silence meant consent. He thought I was his. And I had handed him the keys the moment I didn't say stop. But he was wrong about one thing. I didn't belong to him, not anymore. I need to report something. I was clutching my notebook so tight. My knuckles had gone white. Miss Patel glanced up from her screen. Of course. What's the nature of the complaint? It's about Ethan Cross, I said. There's been repeated behavior, personal contact, inappropriate words. Her expression didn't shift. I've let it slide before. I didn't want to ruin anything. But he touched me. He made comments, suggested things that weren't part of my job. She folded her hands slowly. When did this start? I hesitated. A few weeks ago. And you have proof? No. But I'm sorry, she said gently. I need to stop you there. What? You've been named in a separate report, she said. Filed yesterday. What are you talking about? Ethan came forward, she said. He claims you've made him uncomfortable, that you initiated contact, that you've become emotionally volatile. My mouth went dry. That's a lie. He said you touched him during after-hours meetings, that you flirted, showed up uninvited. That never happened. He's flipping it. He's the one who. I understand this is upsetting, she said, still calm. But the company has a process. You'll be placed on leave while we review. Wait. What? No. You don't even want to hear my side. This is your side, she said. And it's been noted, I'm not the one who. Your badge will be deactivated by noon. IT has been instructed to collect your laptop. Someone will escort you from the premises. I didn't do anything, I whispered. I suggest you speak with legal counsel if you wish to submit a formal rebuttal. I stood outside the building with my box of things, and nothing in my hands that felt real. I tried my card at the gate anyway. Red. Again. Red. It beeped like I was nothing. Amara picked up on the first ring. Hey. You sound weird. Are you okay? They suspended me. What? They said I harassed him. Wait. What? He beat me to it, I said, voice hollow. He flipped the whole thing, said I made advances, said I was obsessed with him. Did you record anything? No. I didn't think. I told you to record him. Mira? I didn't think it would get this far. She went quiet. Then? I'm coming over. I don't want to bad. I'll be there in 20. I sat on the floor with my knees pulled to my chest. Amara walked in like a storm, dropped her bag, and crouched in front of me. Tell me everything, she said. I tried to report him. I really did, and they didn't even care. He said I was unstable, that I made it up. Amara's jaw clenched. That's what men like him do. They play nice until you speak. I didn't even scream. I didn't threaten. I just said no, quietly, and now you're punished for it, she said. Typical. I feel sick. You should be furious. I am, I snapped. But I'm also scared. I worked for that job. I worked for everything. And now they're erasing me like I never existed. Her voice softened. You're not erased. You're here. You're breathing. They think I'm crazy. They're wrong. I thought he admired me, I whispered. You thought he respected you, she corrected. That's not weakness. That's hope. I nodded. Then shook my head. I don't know who I am anymore. You're my sister, she said, grabbing my hand. And you're not done. I looked at her. What do I even do? We fight back. How? We'll figure it out. But first you're going to sleep, then you're going to eat. Then we burn the whole damn script they wrote for you. That night, I cried into my pillow until my throat cracked. I wasn't just humiliated, I was broken open. And nothing felt like mine anymore. He's done this before. Amara said it like a fact, not a guess. I stared at the ceiling. You think so? I don't think, I know. Guys like that don't start with you, they practice. What am I supposed to do? They erase me. So? We unerase you, we collect everything. I looked at her. I didn't save anything, no emails, no texts. It was always subtle, check your inbox. Your deleted folder, screenshots, start small. I spent the next 2 days combing through digital scraps. Like a detective in my own life, one flagged. Email from him. Let's keep this between us. One meeting invite labeled coffee chatty off calendar. One blurred selfie he'd once sent at midnight with. Thinking about tomorrow's pitch. I printed them all. I made a folder. I made 2. Then I messaged Lena. Me? Do you know anyone who left because of Ethan? Lena. Yes, Tasha. She quit 2 years ago. Quietly. No one ever said why. I found Tasha's name buried in an old HR newsletter. It took me for messages. One long wait. And a voice note that ended with, "You don't owe me anything." But I needed someone to believe me, and now I believe you. My phone buzzed. Tasha? He cornered me in the elevator. Twice. I told HR. They said he was stressed. I'm so sorry. You're not the one who should apologize. You? Left because of him, yeah. And they covered it. They always do. I swallowed. Do you still have anything? I kept my resignation letter. I wrote everything in it. They never responded. I can send it, please. She paused. Mira. Yeah. Thank you for not pretending I was crazy. The fire started small. Then it roared. Every email, every receipt, every file. I backed it up on 3 drives. Then, curiosity bit harder. I typed his name into a search bar, his full name, Ethan Cross, Vice President, Arcadia Group, Public Profiles. Press photos. Wife. Clara Cross, blonde, tasteful smile, fundraiser gowns, PTA committees, perfect. Her bio read, mother of 2, married to the love of my life. I clicked through her photos. Birthday cakes, anniversary dinners. I stared at one post, 17 years married and still blushing like it's day 1. Love you. I copied the link, saved it. Then I whispered to myself, she deserves the truth. You're going to tell his wife. Amara raised an eyebrow. I haven't decided. I would with fire. I don't want to be petty. I want to be precise. So what's the plan? I collect, I wait. I make sure the moment he thinks I'm gone, I come back. You're playing the long game. I'm not screaming. I'm not begging. I'm not tweeting. What are you doing then? I'm setting the stage. When people finally hear my voice, they'll know it's real. Tasha sent the letter. I read it 3 times. His pattern was exact. Compliments, late meetings, subtle touches. Then denial. Then silence. I messaged her again. Me, would you be willing to talk to someone if this escalates? Tasha, yes, I'm tired of staying quiet. Clara's inbox was private, but her foundation had a public tip line. I saved the link, then deleted it, then saved it again, then drafted a message I didn't send. Your husband isn't who you think he is. I have proof. Backspace, reword, save. Not yet, not until it burns. I'm not scared of him anymore. I told Amara, you shouldn't be. But I was. That's what made you dangerous, she said. Because you stayed quiet long enough for him to get cocky. I smiled. He thinks I lost. He has no idea. I closed my laptop. The folder was ready, and so was I. Is this too much? I turned toward Amara, letting the silk of the red dress fall over my hips again. She didn't blink. It's perfect. You look like revenge. That wasn't the goal, liar. I smiled. Clara's going to be there, she added, handing me a tiny mic and slipping it into my clutch. You sure you're ready to see her? She's not the one I'm afraid of. The gala shimmered. Crystal chandeliers, floating violins, champagne, everything perfectly fake. I walked in slow. Poised, alone, he saw me before I saw him, his eyes Flinched, then softened into that smug glint I knew too well. He was standing by the bar, arm wrapped around Clara's waist. She didn't notice me, but he did. And that was enough. Well, you clean up nice, his voice behind me. I didn't turn. I'm not here for you. But you knew I'd be here. Did I? You wore red. I sipped my drink. It's a gala. I dress for attention. You always liked being looked at only by people who see me. Don't pretend this wasn't mutual. I turned then. His face to close, his breath tinged with whiskey. You're married, I said quietly. So? I raised an eyebrow. Your wife's in the next room. She's always in the next room. I blinked. You're bold tonight. I missed you. You mean you missed control? He leaned in, lowering his voice. Come outside. 5 minutes, no. His hand brushed mine, lingering. Don't make a scene. Just talk. I hesitated. Why? I need to know. You're not going to do something stupid. Like what? Like ruin us both? I tilted my head. You really think we're both on the line here? He smirked. You never used to play this cold. You never used to touch me without consequence. I followed him anyway, onto the balcony. Past the linen curtains, past a couple laughing, oblivious. I leaned on the railing. Cold breeze. He stood beside me. The mic was on. He didn't know. You can drop the act now, he said, facing the skyline. I know you still want me. I don't. You hesitated. I was deciding how far I'd let you hang yourself. He chuckled. God, I miss that mouth. You mean the one you said was desperate, obsessed? I was protecting myself by lying to HR. I did what I had to. You were unhinged. No, I said. I was scared. He turned to face me. You think anyone will believe you now? No. Exactly. I don't need them to believe me. That made him blink. I continued, voice smooth. I just need them to hear you. He frowned. What are you talking about? I smiled. This isn't about me anymore. His mouth opened. But I was already walking away. That night, I sent the clip to Clara first. No name, no intro. Just audio. His voice, low and grimy, you never used to play this cold. You still want me. Don't ruin us both. Then the full video, him cornering me, whispering, touching my wrist. I didn't need to narrate it. It spoke for itself. I sent it to 3 board members next. Then a journalist Tasha trusted. Then I went to sleep. Day 1, silence. Day 2, Clara deleted every post with him in it. Day 3, his name trended. Vice President Ethan Cross accused of sexual misconduct. Audio leaks reveal predatory behavior. He called me twice. I didn't answer. Then he texted. Ethan, we need to talk. Please, don't do this. Ethan, you'll regret it. Ethan, I loved you. I stared at those words. Then I typed, me. I was never yours to love. Blocked. Amara burst into the room, waving her phone. You did it. I nodded slowly. No. He did it. I just let him speak. She sat beside me on the bed. You okay? I blinked, clear, for the first time in months. Good? I thought I wanted an apology. And now I want the silence to end. For all of us. She leaned her head on my shoulder. I whispered. He buried himself, and I smiled. Did you see the video? Amara asked, phone already in her hand. I don't want to. He's crying in a parking lot. It's going viral. I said I don't want to. She paused. He got suspended. Full investigation pending. I stared at the steam curling from my mug. They waited until it went public. They always do. My inbox exploded the next day. Jordan, hey. Just wanted to say I didn't know it was that bad. Lena, if you ever want to talk, I'm here. Tasha? 3 women reached out to me. They're ready to go on record. Even Ms. Patel sent something bland. HR. We are reviewing internal culture and taking steps to foster a safe and respectful environment. I forwarded it to Amara with the subject line, lol. She replied, Amara, corporate poetry. Clara left him. Tasha whispered when we called. She did. She posted a quote on Instagram. Something like, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time, and unfollowed him. Good. She also liked 3 articles about workplace harassment. Very good. Tasha exhaled. Why doesn't this feel better? I didn't answer. Later that night, Amara handed me her phone again. You sure you don't want to see it? I hesitated. She tapped play. There he was, disheveled, pacing between parked cars, face red, hands in his hair. Someone filmed from inside another vehicle. He looked up, said something like "This is insane," then kicked a trash bin and collapsed next to it, sobbing. The caption read, "Ethan Cross, former VP at Luthra and Cole, having a public meltdown after misconduct claims." I handed the phone back. Amara waited. "Well?" I feel nothing, no triumph. I shook my head, just space. Like there's room in my chest again. A woman emailed me the next morning. Name I didn't recognize. Subject, "Thank you." Body, "I worked with him 2 years ago. I thought it was my fault. I've carried that for so long. You gave me language." I read it twice. Then a second one came, then a third. Women I'd never met. Different offices. Same story. He touched my waist in front of clients. He told me I'd go further if I smiled more. He called me passionate after I said no. Is this what justice feels like? I asked Amara. She looked up from her cereal. You tell me. I expected to feel satisfied, and I don't. She shrugged. Maybe revenge isn't the end. Maybe it's just the beginning. Of what? Of becoming someone who doesn't need to be avenged. Lena caught me by the elevator. Later that week, "I'm glad you said something." I blinked. "You believed me, of course. You never asked about it. You never looked ready." I smiled faintly. "Thanks for seeing me anyway." She leaned in. "Jordan's been real quiet lately. Let him be." She nodded. "You coming back?" "Not yet." "Good rest." Tasha messaged again that night. "Tasha, they're firing him officially." "Me?" I saw. "Tasha? You okay?" "Me? I don't think okay is a goal anymore." "Tasha? What is?" "Me? Truth. Space. Peace." She didn't reply right away. Then? "Tasha, you earned all 3. The company released a statement. 2 days later, "We do not condone misconduct of any kind. We are committed to learning and growing." I laughed out loud. Then deleted the email. At sunset, I sat on the balcony with Amara. I thought this would fix me. She didn't say anything. I continued. "But I still wake up in cold sweats. I still hear his voice in the quiet." She nodded slowly. "Healing's not an event, it's a process." I stared at the skyline. "I made him fall." "Yes, and I don't regret it." "You shouldn't." "But I thought hurting him would fill something in me." "Did it?" I met her eyes. "No. But it stopped him." She reached over, held my hand. "That counts too." That night, I looked in the mirror for a long time, not searching for bruises, just recognition. I whispered to my reflection, "You're almost whole." And for once I believed it. "You look different," Amara said, peeking into my closet. "Like lighter?" I stopped carrying other people's guilt. She held up a soft blue blouse. "You taking this to your new job?" "I'm thinking red." She raised a brow. "Bold." "I've earned bold." The startup smelled like paint and ambition. The women inside didn't flinch when I spoke. They listened. "You want to lead this pitch?" Priya, the CEO, asked during my second week. "I do." "Then it's yours. No double takes, no condescension. Just trust." That night, I cried, not from pain relief. "You're glowing," Tasha said during our call. "Maybe it's the lighting. Or maybe it's joy." I forgot how that felt. She smiled. "Keep going." "I plan to, one night." Lena, MESSAGED. Lena. You were braver than I ever knew. I stared at the screen for a long time, then closed the app. Some things didn't need responses. Silence was also an answer. I slept through the night for the first time in months. No dreams. No shadows. Just breath. He emailed me. Amara said over brunch. "Ethan," my fork paused midair. "What?" "Wanted me to tell you he's sorry." I snorted. "He's sorry he lost." She nodded. I didn't reply. "Good." She leaned forward. "You ever think about him anymore?" "Only when I remember I don't have to." Priya stopped me after a meeting. "You ever think about mentoring me? You've got a voice people trust." I smiled. "I'll think about it." I didn't tell her I already mentored someone myself. The city looked different now. Maybe it was me. Shadows still existed, but they no longer swallowed me whole. Some days I still startled at loud footsteps. Some nights his voice echoed faintly. But Healing isn't perfect, it's just honest. Amara found me on the rooftop just before sunrise. You always did like dramatic endings. It's not an ending. She handed me a coffee. Closure, then? Something like that. We stood in silence. The wind curled around us like a secret. She glanced sideways. What would you say to the girl you were a year ago? I thought about it. Then said, you were never weak, just unfinished. Below, the city buzzed to life. Cars, lights, people who had no idea who I was, and for once, I liked it that way. I raised the coffee to my lips and whispered, goodbye. Not to him. To her, the girl who stayed quiet when she should have screamed. The woman who now stood here didn't need anyone's permission to exist. She'd rebuilt herself from ash. And this piece was hers.